$1,000 emergency fund. You've heard it a million times. But here's the problem. In today's world, $1,000 barely covers a single car repair. That advice is 30 years out of date, and I'm about to show you what you actually need.
You have probably heard this advice 1,000 times. Save $1,000 as your emergency fund. It's the golden rule of personal finance. Dave Ramsey made it famous, and millions of people swear by it. But here's the uncomfortable truth. $1,000 is not enough, not even close. And following this outdated advice could actually put you in a worse financial position. Let's break down why and figure out what you really need. The $1,000 emergency fund became popular in the 1990s. Back then, $1,000 could cover a lot. Your average rent was around $500 a month. A car repair might cost $200 or $300. An emergency room visit with insurance could be under $100. But we don't live in the 90s anymore. Inflation has completely changed the game. Let's look at the numbers in today's world. The average rent in the United States is now over $1,500 per month. A single car repair averages between $500 and $1,000. An emergency room visit, even with insurance, can easily hit $1,000 to $2,000. And if you need a major home repair, like a new water heater or furnace, you're looking at $3,000 to $5,000 minimum. So that $1,000 safety net, it barely covers a single emergency. And what happens when two things go wrong at the same time? Your car breaks down the same week your landlord raises your rent. Suddenly that $1,000 evaporates and you're reaching for a credit card. This is what I call the false security trap. Having exactly $1,000 in savings makes you feel like you're covered. It gives you a sense of safety. But that feeling is an illusion. Research from the Federal Reserve shows that 40% of Americans cannot cover a $400 emergency without borrowing. So yes, having $1,000 is better than having nothing. But it creates a dangerous middle ground where you think you're prepared, but you're actually one bad month away from debt. Here's what the data actually says you need. Financial planners today recommend 3 to 6 months of essential expenses as your emergency fund. Not 3 to 6 months of income, but expenses. There's an important difference. Let's say your monthly essentials, rent, food, transportation, insurance, minimum debt payments, add up to $3,000 per month. Your emergency fund target should be between $9,000 and $18,000. Now, I know what you're thinking. That's a huge number. How am I supposed to save that much? And that's a fair question. But here's the thing. You don't have to do it all at once. Let's talk about a smarter approach. Instead of one fixed number, think of your emergency fund in tiers. Tier 1 is your starter fund. This is $1,000 to $2,000. This covers minor emergencies like a flat tire, a small medical bill, or an unexpected travel expense. Your goal is to reach this tier as fast as possible. Sell things you don't need, pick up a side gig, cut subscriptions, do whatever it takes to hit this number within 30 to 60 days. Tier 2 is your stability fund. This is 1 to 2 months of essential expenses. For most people, that's somewhere between $3,000 and $6,000. This is where you start feeling genuinely secure. You can handle a job loss for a month. You can cover a major car repair without panic. Build this tier over the next 3 to 6 months after hitting Tier 1. Tier 3 is your true safety net. This is 3 to 6 months of expenses. For our example, that's $9,000 to $18,000. This is what protects you from real financial disasters. A layoff, a medical emergency, a recession. You build this gradually over 1 to 2 years. And here's a pro tip. Once you reach Tier 3, put the money in a high-yield savings account. Right now, many of these accounts are paying 4 to 5% interest. Your emergency fund should be working for you, not just sitting in a checking account earning nothing. Now let's talk about who needs more than 6 months. If you're self-employed or a freelancer, you should aim for 6 to 12 months. Your income is irregular, and finding new clients takes time. If you're in a specialized field where jobs are scarce, go higher. If you have dependents, especially if you're a single parent, add an extra month or 2 as a buffer. And if you own a home, your emergency fund needs to account for major repairs that renters never deal with. A new roof can cost $10,000 to $15,000. That's not a hypothetical. That's a Tuesday. So here's your action plan. Step 1. Calculate your actual monthly essential expenses. Not your full spending, just the essentials. Step 2. Multiply that number by 3 for your minimum target and 6 for your ideal target. Step 3. Set up an automatic transfer to a high-yield savings account. Even $50 a week adds up to $2,600 in a year. Step 4. Treat your emergency fund like a bill. It's not optional. It's not something you do with leftover money. It's a fixed expense in your budget. The $1,000 emergency fund was good advice for 1995. But this isn't 1995. The cost of living has changed, the risks have changed, and your financial safety net needs to change too. Stop chasing an arbitrary number and start building real financial security. Your future self will thank you for it.
Stop chasing an arbitrary number. Build a real safety net based on your actual life. Subscribe to Money Mechanics. We break down money myths every week so you can build real wealth. See you in the next one.